Well, folks, the Democrats are at it again. Fictitious little children, little toddlers running around making unfounded statements, utter nonsense. Of course, we know that for 4 years, abusing the state, the Biden regime and the Democrats used the FBI to illegally investigate Americans in violation of the First Amendment, to get fictitious warrants under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act to spy on Carter Page, Michael Flynn, and the Trump campaign. They also encouraged people to murder President Trump, the president of the United States himself, saying we got to take this guy out on more than one occasion during his failed lumbering presidential reelection campaign, threatening President Trump with assassination after the litany of ridiculous lawsuits had no impact on ending Trump's meteoric return to the White House, with fictitious lawsuits about fake electors, about election interference. And then, of course, the biggest lunacy of all was the FBI fraudulently, falsely putting top secret document covers on unclassified documents at Mar-a-Lago to give the impression that Trump was stealing classified information, when in fact Joe Biden himself stole oodles of classified information for decades as a senator and then as vice president, and kept them in his garage next to his Corvette or Camaro. Corvette, I think he has. Anyway, point is that the Democrats are losing their marbles here. Donald Trump, in hyperbole, said that seditious conduct of members of Congress from the House and the Senate who are Democrats, they should be arrested and charged for sedition and executed if they're guilty. Well, that's hyperbole. But the toddlers in the Democratic Party seized on this. We unequivocally condemn Donald Trump's disgusting and dangerous death threats, said House Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Minority Whip Catherine Clark, and Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar in a joint statement. We've been in contact with the House Sergeant at Arms of the United States Capitol Police to ensure the safety of these members and their families. But why did Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats get in touch with the House Sergeant of Arms, the Capitol Police, and talk to the National Counterterrorism Center or the Department of Defense when they offered 20,000 National Guardsmen on January 6th of 2021? But now, because your feelings are hurt and you can't handle hyperbole, you contact the House Sergeant at Arms. They called on Trump to immediately delete these unhinged social media posts and recant his violent rhetoric before he gets someone killed. Seriously, this from the people who call for the death to Trump. Kathy Griffin holding up the head, a severed head of Trump. These people are sick and twisted. So a group of House and Senate Democrats who served in the claimed to have served military or national security, led by Senator Elisa Slotkin, CIA operative, released a video urging soldiers to refuse illegal orders. Now, this is seditious activity. They are fomenting sedition in the ranks of 1.3 million active duty service members and the National Guard members who are also out there, and the reserve component. There's no need to make this statement. Every enlisted member takes an oath in which they agree to support and defend the Constitution, obey the lawful orders of those appointed above them, as do commissioned officers. We don't need to be reminded by grandstanding politicians seeking to cause dissension and disrupt the chain of command with this garbage. And those who serve the military who do this know better, and they're scumbags. They should be charged with sedition. Absolutely. So, in addition to Slotkin, Senator Mark Kelly, the astronaut from Arizona, and Representative Chris Deluzio of Pennsylvania, Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire, Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, Jason Crow of Colorado are also in the video. No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or the Constitution. That's true. And no grandstanding politician should be interfering with the execution of the executive branch and the commander in chief with this nonsense, eliciting sedition. These people need to be charged forthwith. And the little crying and whining is just a deflection from the fact that they went too far. They stepped over the line. They know they stepped over the line. And they should all be punished accordingly. What say you, USA? Not South Africa this time, but what the Americans say. They're seditious. And it's time to stop pussyfooting around this nonsense. People who violate their oath to the Constitution, members of Congress who elicit sedition amongst members of the military, should be punished. Should be punished. What say you? Cheers.